In the diagram below, we have the graph of f of x, which is equals to ax squared. So this graph is drawn in the interval x is less than or equal to a 0. So we see that this is a parabola, okay, but the domain is restricted for x, which is less than or equal to a 0. So we have the inverse of this parabola. Okay, so that is also drawn. We have a point, point P on the parabola, and we also have point R, which is the point on the inverse of a parabola. Now for 2 marks, 4.1, they're asking us, is the inverse of this parabola a function? So we have to also give a reason for your answer. So remember, if you want to test that a graph is a function, you use the vertical line test. We can see that if we draw a vertical line test, it touches your graph once, so it passes the vertical line test. We know that this inverse is indeed a function, and the kind of a function that you have there, it's a one-to-one. So you're going to say yes, this is a one-to-one function, or you can just say it passes the vertical line test. Now 4.2, if R is a reflection of P in the line y equals to x, write down the coordinates of R. So they are telling us that if this R is the reflection of this point over the line y equals to x, what are the coordinates of R? So remember, you get this point when you reflect this parabola over the line y equals to x. It means that now the coordinates of R, you just swap the coordinates of P. So 4.2, we're going to say, well, the coordinates of R, this is going to be negative 12 and negative 6. Now 4.3, they're asking us to calculate the value of A. Okay, so remember, we have y, which is equals to ax squared with this parabola that was given to us. Okay, so we know that if we're looking for the value of A, we have to substitute point P with the coordinates negative 6 and negative 12. We see that the y value is negative 12, which is equals to A into negative 6 squared. So if you divide both sides by negative 6 squared, your value of A is going to be negative a third. Okay, 4.4, write down the equation of the inverse of a parabola, and you have to write it in the form y, which is equal to. Okay, so that's 4.4. We know that the inverse of this parabola, remember, the parabola is y, which is equals to negative a third x squared. If you're looking for the inverse, remember, you interchange x and y. So this is going to be negative a third y. Okay. Okay. So multiplying both sides by a negative 3. So this is going to be y, which is equals to negative 3x. Okay, so it's going to be y squared. Rather, it's going to be equal to negative 3x. And of course, in this case, the y value in this case will be plus or minus the square root of negative 3x. But remember, the domain of this parabola was restricted for x values that are less than or equal to x. Okay, so it means that now, even here, the restriction is going to be such that the y values are less than or equal to a 0. Okay, so to make this thing a negative, remember the x values are negative, so it means that whatever that is inside this, it's going to result in a positive answer. It means that now the sign here has to be a negative. So this is going to be y, which is equal to negative the square root of negative 3x. So this is going to be your answer for 4.4.